Okay, this is a conclude class. We'll conclude industrial relations today. Whatever we studied so far, we'll go through the syllabus, all the chapters, what we studied, all the points, the same notes, what we discussed. We'll go through once again. Let me open your syllabus. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this page, what you are seeing is an overview of your syllabus, what is there in the course. We started the industrial peace and harmony, code of discipline, code of conduct, and domestic inquiry. These important things we started. Then we jumped over collective bargaining. In collective bargaining, we have seen what is the process, what is the characteristics, how it happens, what its trend, then workers' participation in management, how employees are participated in management, their status, grievance management, how different dispute grievances are managed in the organization. This thing we studied. Hot stove rule we studied. Conflict management, how different conflict, different dispute are managed in the organization. That we studied different methods of conflict management, approach, how companies are managing different conflict. Then we also studied government intervention. What are the area where government is intervening in the organization, in the employee, in the society, how government is intervening and why. All this region we studied. That is one chapter. Then finally, day before yesterday, we studied the trend, contemporary trend of industrial relations in India. How industrial relations evolved in India, starting from the British period, then before British, Mughal period, British period, then in current days, what are the trend in HR practice need to follow. We studied all these things in last few classes. We'll go through quickly today all these things. We understood what is the meaning of industrial relations. The main meaning is have a good relations with employees and employer. That is industrial relations. So that industries, workplace, wherever the production is happening, the organization will have less number of strikes, less number of lockouts. How to minimize the strikes and lockout to have a good relations, good working culture in the industry. That is the main objective of industrial relations. Industrial relations refer to all types of relations between employees and workers, be they at national, regional, or company level, and all dealing with the social economic issues such as wage setting, working time and working condition. So it deals with everything, their wage, their environment, their timing, it, at every level, regional level, national level, small level or big level, at every level, it deals with all the condition and keeping a good relations between employer and employee, workers and owners. जे काम କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ जे ମାଲିକ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଭଲ ସମ୍ପର୍କ ରଖିବା ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲ ରିଲେସନସିପ ର मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव. We read about peace and harmony. To maintain a peace and harmonious condition in industrial relations. How to maintain this condition? Because it minimizes, we understood, it minimizes the number of strikes and lockouts and increase the productivity. So there are different steps, different approach to maintain the peace and harmony within the organization. What are these approaches? Living together without any violence, necessary for development of growth, helps getting inner satisfaction. These are the advantages. Once you have a good relations, so what employees will feel, they will have a good feeling inside, good satisfaction. Those things we discussed. If a industry has a good peace and harmony, then within the staff, within the workers, what will be the impact? Why need peace and harmony? We discussed to minimize these things. Strikes, lockouts, carao, picketing, all these things we discussed. Significance of good peace and harmony. What is the significance of good peace and harmony? Suppose you have a good relations between the employee, everything is fine, well and fine in your organization. Production is going perfectly fine. So what is the impact on overall economy, overall business, overall employee as well as employer? Productivity will increase. The employees feeling morale will increase. And a good relations means a lot of positive things, positive atmosphere will have in the industry. So these are the main impact when you have peace and harmony within your industry. What management will do in peace and harmony? What is the role of management? Management has certain roles when you have a good relations within the organization. Management role is to treat the employee equally. That was in the first point. And the training, communication, delegation, all these things we studied. So if you have proper delegation mechanism in your industry, good training, suppose you want to grow yourself, you want to learn a new technology, your management is providing that facility to you. That is a food science. Management has a big role on that. This is one role of management. Code of discipline. We discussed what is the meaning of code of conduct and code of discipline. Code of discipline was drafted by a tripartite subcommittee along with the ILCU. We studied Indian Labour Conference. Within Labour Conference, in 16th session, these things I was telling you to remember because these are very important and most of the times it comes in the exam. 16th session in May 1958. It came implementation in June. These are the things we studied, and whatever I bold, I marked it bold. So those are important for the exam perspective to remember. Adoption of code of discipline. Who are the organization adopted initially? EFI, Employee Federation, All India Organization of Industrial Employers, All India Manufacturers, and Organization Workers. These are the organization adopted the code of conduct. Then objective of code of discipline. What are the objectives? Why it is created? The content principles of code of conduct. Every employee is an industry in itself have the freedom and right to join the union of his choice. That means whoever is working in your organization, in the company, they should have the freedom or they are open to join any organization, any trade organization. There is no compulsion, there is no rule that this person should join in our company. So that kind of freedom is one principle of code of conduct. Integrity, objectivity, professional competence, confidentiality, professional behavior. These are the fundamental principles of code of conduct. Then we studied the defense. We also studied the domestic inquiry. Domestic inquiry, how it happens, what is the process. Suppose someone has done some mistake, someone has done some conflict. So you have a committee to do the inquiry within the organization. So that committee, what is the process, what they do. So we studied that. Then how it happens, motivation, evidence gathering, hearing, decision. This is part of the process of domestic inquiry. Then principles. What are the main principles one should follow while doing the domestic inquiry? Principles of natural justice. What does it mean, natural justice? Charge sheet. How a charge sheet is prepared, what are the main content, what is written in charge sheet. This could be one question. This is one important subject, charge sheet. Charge sheet means a written statement of certain allegations of an offender to communicate that what is done is law breaking and not acceptable as per the code of conduct. That means if someone has done some mistake, so the organization has to issue a charge sheet for that person. So everything is written form. So what should be written? So that is charge sheet format. Important guidelines for filling charge sheet. Then disciplinary action we studied. What are the action you need to take against employee? Once you go through the charge sheet, if the employee has done some mistake, you want to punish, you want to take some action. So based on the mistake, based on the allegation, you will decide the action. Whether that is something you can do through coaching or warning or suspending. So it depends on you based on the allegation. Then process, what is the process of domestic inquiry? We studied all these things. Then we will go to the collective bargaining. We studied another chapter. Collective bargaining we studied. We'll open that file. What is the meaning of collective bargaining? The main objective is to ask something in a group or form a team to demand or discuss something with the other party. Aims and objective of collective bargaining to have a pleasant and cordial relationship between employer and employee. To equally safeguard the interest of both employer and employee. To ensure that the government intervention is maintained at a minimum level. To encourage the maintenance of domestic environment as at workplace. The main aim is to maintain a good relationship between employer and employee and discuss something and demand something which is on behalf of one party against the other party. We discussed the advantages and disadvantages of collective bargaining. Different types of bargaining: collective bargaining, distributive bargaining, integrative bargaining, productivity bargaining, composite bargaining, concessory bargaining. We discussed that. We also discussed how it happens, what are the possible content of collective bargaining, the scope, then what are the steps, how to prepare a collective bargaining, prepare for the negotiation, prepare for the discussion, prepare the team, then have that discussion, then collect the fact, then propose, then make an agreement, then ratification, then implementation. We discussed all these steps involved in collective bargaining. What are the challenges also we studied? Different example, trend in collective bargaining, factors affecting the collective bargaining. What are the factors affecting the market? Competition, economy, skills, all this are impacted for the collective bargaining. Politics, legal framework for collective bargaining in India. Case studies, settlement of the problem. What? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. We understood the meaning of SWOT. Then we discussed few questions, few cases related to collective bargaining. Then we'll go to another chapter. After collective bargaining, what we discussed? Workers' participation, grievance management, government intervention. Let's see one by one. Conflict management. Conflict management, what we discussed, why a conflict arises, what are the reasons of conflict, tips, how to manage a conflict between the team, between the organization, between the member, then different styles to manage conflict. If you want to avoid, if you want to accommodate, different organization has different styles, and based on the approach, based on the weightage of conflict, so you will decide the approach. How to choose what approach is correct for your organization. Suppose there are many conflicts. You have also many approaches. Whether to avoid a conflict, whether to deal with a conflict, whether to correct a conflict. So, how you are deciding the management style. So, there are different steps we discussed. Then, what are the skills required to manage? Communication, emotional intelligence, active listening, open discussion, patience, impartiality, guidance, positivity. These are the skills required to manage the conflict, and a good conflict manager, all the skill is required. What are the best practice required in conflict management? While managing the conflict, what is you need to do? What are the best practice? Impact. What is the impact on employees? What they feel? Suppose you manage a conflict. Effective tips and techniques. Whenever you are involved in the managing conflict, what is the tips for you? What are the techniques you need to follow? And what is a good conflict? What is a bad conflict? What is a constructive? What is a destructive? So we discussed that functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict, dysfunctional conflict. So there are some debate discussion where you will learn something that is good. If something bad, it's impacting the business, that is bad. So this difference we studied. Then we also discussed the trend of industrial relationship starting from the Mughal time to British time to current time. So what are the phases it is divided? First phase, second phase, third phase. This trend we discussed. And another chapter we discussed government intervention. How government is intervening. What is the objective of government intervention? We discussed. And what are the types, what are the ways how government is intervening in the society, what government does. All these things we discussed. Redistributing income, wealth, what is the benefits we get, government intervention, negative effects of government intervention, what is negatively impacting the society or the organization when government is intervening the society. So this is we discuss the negative impact of government intervention. Then also we discussed few questions of government intervention. And some alternative dispute resolution mechanism, conciliation, court of inquiry, arbitration, jurisdiction, adjudication. This definition we discussed. Adjudication is the most legal process. Is going to court or the judicial person, advocates are involved. Before that, arbitration, where both the party will appoint a person to mutually do the agreement between both the party who are in dispute. Then before that, conciliation, mainly involved in consultancy, where the third party is not listening and consulting both the party, whoever having conflict, the other person is consulting. Conciliation, arbitration, and adjudication. These three things we studied as alternative dispute mechanism. Then we have grievance management and workers' participation. We'll discuss that. We'll read through all these points what we discussed within 5 minutes. We'll take a break. Then we'll discuss these two things. And all these are the course content part of your course in industrial relations. This two chapter we'll discuss after 5 minutes. We'll take a quick break. Then we'll join in 5 minutes.